News at 12 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent and these are the top stories. National Assembly compiles a 30 billion naira lawmaker severance package. APC and Tinubu allegedly back out of Akpabio's endorsement. CBN devalues naira to 630 endorsement. CBN devalues naira to 630 naira to a dollar. Again, Tribunal steps down Obi's petition over poor schedule of documents. On the foreign scene, Donald Trump recorded saying he kept classified file after leaving office. Details now. Thank you for staying with us. The World News at 12 begins with the National Assembly management commencing clearance of members of the Senate and the House of Representatives for payment and collection of severance packages as the 9th Assembly winds down. The Clerk of the House, Yahaya Danzaria, made this known in a notice to members at the plenary on Wednesday. The 9th Assembly, which was inaugurated on June 11, 2019, is expected to wind down by the first week of June, while the 10th Assembly is billed for inauguration on June 13, 2023. Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, read out the clerk's notice to members on the floor. The beneficiaries will include former Presidents Olusegun Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari, ex-military heads of state Ibrahim Babangida, Abdul Salami Abubakar and Yakubu Gowon, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Namadi Sambo, amongst others. You will recall that on Sunday, the final pay-in office for Buhari and ex-Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, state governors, and other political appointees might cost the country about 64.72 billion naira. The figure also covered the pay for ministers, commissioners, National Assembly members, and special advisors. Meanwhile, strong indications yesterday suggested that the candidacy of former Senate Minority Leader Senator Godswill Akpabio may have hit a brick wall as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is said to have withdrawn his support for him in the contest for the Senate President in the 10th National Assembly. You will recall that the All Progressives Congress APC had announced the endorsement of Senator Godswill Akpabio and three others for the Tajuddin Abbas from the Northwest for Speaker and for Speaker of the House of Representatives and Kano from the Southeast for Deputy Speaker. VOP News gathered yesterday that senators, mainly from the Southwest, have called for a meeting for tomorrow where they would take a decision to work towards reviewing their position on choice of leadership of the Senate. According to a senator from one of the states in the Southwest, the meeting is for senators from the zone to know the outcome of a crucial meeting of the leading tendency among the senators-elect scheduled for Thursday, which they have strategically asked some of their members to attend. President Bola Tinubu is said to have heeded the advice of his trusted political allies by tacitly withdrawing his support for the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Godswill Akpabio. In another development, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has devalued the naira to 631 naira to the dollar from 461.6 naira it sold at the importers and exporters window the previous day. The devaluation came 48 hours after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu announced the plans of the federal government to unify the country's exchange rate to stimulate the economy. There has been a wide margin between the I&E window and the parallel market, a situation that experts say encouraged round-tripping with bureau of exchange operators. The situation has seen the CBN devise several measures to check the practice as well as completely stop the sale of forex to BDCs. On Tuesday, President Tinubu met with the top echelon of strategic institutions, including the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele at the presidential villa. At the end of the meeting, neither the presidency nor Emefiele disclosed the outcome of the briefing. It was, however, gathered that the issue of the exchange rate was discussed at the meeting. The president also met with the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari. The removal of petrol subsidy was discussed as well. Development institutions, including the International Monetary Fund (IMF), are wary of exchange rate differential in excess of 5% and warn that such could trigger unhealthy manipulation that could negatively affect other efforts on market stabilization. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has debunked the claim that it has devalued the naira. A statement signed by Acting Director of Corporate Communications Issa Abdul Mumin said the dollar traded at 465 naira per dollar, contrary to reports. The statement partly reads, and I quote, "We wish to state categorically that this news report, which in the imagination of the newspaper is exclusive, is replete with outright falsehood and destabilizing innuendos, reflecting potentially willful ignorance of the said medium as to the working of the Nigerian foreign exchange market." End quote. Daily Trust had reported that the CBN on Wednesday devalued the naira to 630 naira to $1 from 461.6 naira, which the CBN has debunked and emphatically stated is fake. Now, for the third time, the presidential election petition court was forced to step down hearing in the petition filed by Mr. Peter Gregory Obi and the Labour Party LP against the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The petition was stepped down by the court following a poor schedule of documents being sought to be tendered to establish the allegations of malpractices during the February 25 presidential election. At the proceedings today, the court discovered that documents were not properly scheduled as ordered by the court. In the drama that ensued at the point of rendering the documents from the 23 local government areas of Benue State, a lot of discrepancies were uncovered. All efforts to reconcile the anomaly and reschedule the documents were unsuccessful as the errors were beyond immediate solution. To save the situation, counsel to Obi and the Labour Party Chief Emeka Okpoko, a senior advocate of Nigeria, sought to use documents not filed to conduct the proceedings, but the move was rejected on the grounds of illegality. In the end, the court stepped down hearing of the petition and ordered the legal team to go and refine the schedule of documents in line with the provisions of the pre-hearing report. The hearing of Obi's petition had run into stormy waters 3 times, prompting the shift in the hearing of the petition. At the time of this report, Peter Obi and the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba Ahmed, were in the court as their lawyers were running helter-skelter to the registry of the court to file a new schedule of documents. Now, speaking on this with our senior correspondent Esther Nwachukwu, is a legal practitioner, political commentator, and enthusiast, Barrister Libers Oshoma. Let's take a listen to him.
Mr. Libers, apparently the court again was forced to step down the petition of the hearing in the petition filed by Mr. Peter Gregory Obi and the Labour Party against the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, the reason is because the documents were not properly scheduled as ordered by the courts. And so the drama that ensued was at the point of rendering the documents from the 23 local government areas of Benue, and a lot of discrepancies were uncovered. All efforts to reconcile the anomaly and reschedule the documents were unsuccessful as the errors were beyond immediate solution. So in order to save the situation, counsel to Obi and the Labour Party lawyer, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, sought to use documents not found to conduct the proceedings, but the move was rejected on the ground of illegality. Now, here is the situation. Although the court has given the Labour Party 3 weeks to prepare its witnesses and all on ground, but these documents, one would have thought that these things would have been properly scheduled based on how the court had directed them to schedule it. Do we think the Labour Party is indeed ready at the Election Petition Tribunal? If you say your mandate was stolen, they seem to be unprepared. This is the 3rd time.
Yeah, you see, my sister, it is quite unfortunate for people that do not understand the rudiments of handling election petition matters. Election petition matters are like criminal proceedings. They are not proved on the basis of probability. You must prove to a level that it is convincing that indeed you were not only rigged out, that the rigging was so substantial that it affected the outcome of the result announced. And one of such ways of doing that is through documentary evidence and calling of witnesses. And it is also not out of place that at the beginning of pre-hearing that the Labour Party has said they were denied access to this document. But also we are aware that they have been given access to these documents long ago. And with the number of cards at their disposal, one would have expected, if it is not jamboree, if it is not photo ops, one would have expected that the certain persons are detailed to ensure that these documents are properly and serially arranged to ensure a seamless, tendering in court. Yesterday it was the issue of witnesses. These are the same witnesses that you want to put on camera.
No, it was not witnesses, Barrister Libros. Yesterday was the issue of two of the main lawyers who took ill and they asked for adjournment.
Two of the star witnesses. The issue was two of the star witnesses were ill yesterday, and so they asked for adjournment today. Not lawyers. You have the barrage of lawyers. So two lawyers can be ill and then you ask for an adjournment. Any lawyer can conduct the matter. So two witnesses. Mind you, witness deposition are masked. And so what we do, the law allow you at the election tribunal to mask this witness deposition by using alphabet to depose. And so you now bring them on the day to at least share their identity. Unfortunately, these witnesses, nobody knows them. They say they were sick yesterday. Today is the question of documents. You see, that's why I tell people, avoid media trial. You can address media, you can address, the court of public opinion. But when you are addressing the court of law, it's a different ballgame, it's a different rudiment altogether. And if you have a time span within which to prove your case, and you fail to so do, mind you, for election petition, the court will not give you an extended time because the court also does not have that extended time. But once that 160 days lapse, the matter becomes dead. The court cannot resurrect it. No life can be breathed into it. So that's why I think that whatever they need to put in order, they need to put it in order now. But you can also say there are teething problems. Yes, problems like this will happen at the initial stage, but they should also be aware that they are working within time and swimming against the tide. And this is not the time to begin to have this kind of, lapses. It is not an excuse actually a person.
And based on the reports, right, Peter Obi and his vice presidential candidate, Dati Baba Ahmed, were in the court, while their lawyers were running helter-skelter to the registry of the court to file a new schedule of documents. Now, time is going. Remember that as of yesterday, INEC, when they tendered the $460,000 indictment on Bola Ahmed Tinubu, INEC did not oppose it, neither did the judges, but it was the APC who refuted it. But all this while, the issues of adjournment have been coming from the place of the Labour Party. Do we think that they are at the same time wasting their time, and that at some point in time, the APC too and the legal team may also decide to take more time, which could also affect them? Are we expecting to see more of this?
No. Everybody has a time allotted to them. And so if you are not able to prove your case within the time allotted to you, and that will be the end of your case. Like I said, the court itself does not have time. Normally at the election petition tribunal, because of the volume of documents that you have to tender, there's what we call schedule of documents. You put all the schedule of documents together, and then you tender them one after the other, because the volume of those documents, if you have to tender them without a schedule, you might end up taking the whole time for presentation of your petition, just tendering documents and not breathing life into those documents. When we say breathing life into the document, not having a witness speak to the document, you just tender them. if you're not going to do it using a schedule makes it easy for you. You schedule all the documents and then you bring them one after the other. Any objection to be raised, like it happened in the judgment that was tendered, can be reserved at the final address stage. So, but in this case, when the schedule is not in order of presentation, you say results from let's say Lagos in the schedule, that you are taking results from Lagos now, but in your volume of document, what you have there is result from Sokoto. So it now becomes confusing for even the tribunal and other lawyers to follow. You say results from Adamawa, and then the documents you are tendering a result from Akwa Ibom. So it is haphazard and unorganized. And but at the end of the day, when it gets to that time, the tribunal is going to say, well, you have just this time and that time is gone. So except you want to adjourn further and waste your own time because it is your time. And when the APC now eventually decides to open their case, they might not even have their own enough time to conclude theirs because you are taking the whole time. So what that means is that you are the one wasting your own time. But I just still think that they will cover up. So, like I said, these are problems associated with taxing if you do not have, a properly organized team.
That's a question, Barrister. Why wouldn't they have a properly organized team? You see the number of lawyers with them. I'm sure they have other legal practitioners who are still possibly learning, helping with research and compiling. So if they already knew all the way the court wants documents to be properly scheduled, why weren't all this done before now?
It is not the way the court wants documents to be scheduled. Let's get one thing straight. Before I answer your question, let me put it straight. It is not the way the court wants document to be scheduled. It is the way you should schedule your document for easy admission, for easy presentation. So that your case will not be haphazard. You have the various states of the federation. You have results and documents from the various states of the federation. For you to make it easy for yourself, like if you're handling if it's election petition in a local government, you schedule all the local governments you are disputing, the results and the document, local government by local government. In the same vein, since it's a presidential election, you schedule all the documents state by state. So it becomes easy for you, your team, the lawyers on the other side, and the court to follow. But a situation where these documents are not scheduled, they are haphazard. You can't even, it becomes difficult for you also to breathe life into those documents. You want to talk about Akwa Ibom, for example. It is Sokoto's document that is before you. How do you now reconcile them? There will be confusion even within you. So, the first step would be, otherwise, it will end up in photo ops. Everybody goes to court, grant interviews, and take pictures. At the end of the day, the meat of the case is not done, and then you turn around, you blame the judiciary. So what I see here is, the lawyers should properly put their hands on the grind and put their house in order. Otherwise, they'll make a mess and a ridicule of the entire case that they have, and it will be difficult to now blame anybody because, thank God, they are not even showing this thing live. The disgrace this would have caused to the team. Imagine they were showing this sitting live. No, okay, sorry, my lord. Sorry, let me look for Akwa Ibom. And you search for Akwa Ibom, you can't find Akwa Ibom. Okay, sorry, my lord, I will move to Adamawa. You get to Adamawa, it is Zamfara. And the whole thing, it's not funny, really. It's not funny, and I think that they should go back, sit back, reappraise their case completely, and moving forward, and then quickly, cover up the speed that the gap that they have lost.
Thank you so much, Barrister Liberal. I sure might appreciate.
You're still listening to the World News at 12 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, on the foreign scene, U.S. prosecutors have obtained an audio recording of Donald Trump in which he acknowledges keeping a classified document after leaving the White House. CNN first reported that investigators had the tape, and the people familiar with the matter later told the BBC's U.S. partner CBS that this was the case. The Justice Department is investigating Mr. Trump's handling of classified material. He denies wrongdoing. The inquiry is reported to be nearing its end and could result in charges. The audio recording is said to be from a meeting at Mr. Trump's New Jersey Golf Club in July 2021, which is around 6 months after he left office. Now to wrap up the world news at 12, here again are the top stories. You heard that the National Assembly has compiled a 30 billion naira lawmakers severance package. You also heard that the APC and Tinubu have allegedly backed out of Akpabio's endorsement. You heard that the CBN has devalued the naira to 630 naira a dollar, a news which CBN has debunked. And again, the Tribunal steps down Obi's petition over poor schedule of documents. On the foreign scene, Donald Trump recorded saying he kept classified file after leaving office. Now that is a wrap on the World News at 12. The news was edited and produced by Esther Nwachuku. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good afternoon and thank you for listening. For coverage of the live event and bad news mentions on our news bulletins, do send the mail to news@voiceofthepeople.ng.